We will go ahead and call to order the Tuesday, August 3rd Committee of the Whole meeting. Clerk, can you please call a roll?
Gustafson. Here. Millicoat.
Here.
Block.
Here.
Dunn.
Here.
King.
Here, and I can hear you.
Eddie. Here.
Item 3, approval of the minutes. Is there a motion to approve the minutes from
moved.
July 19th meeting? Motion to approve by trustee Keene,
Second.
second by trustee Plock. Are there any comments or discussion about the minutes? Clerk, please call the roll.
Dunn.
Yes.
Eddie.
Yes.
Gustafson.
Yes.
Block.
Yes.
King.
Yes,
Millicoat.
Yes.
Motion passed. Motion approved passes 6-0. Public comment. All right, Gene? Oh, I don't think we have any other public online.
Sorry. That was funeral music.
Moving to new business. Item 5.1 is discussion and recommendation to the board for approval of travel policy to the Midwest Security and Expo Conference on August 18th and August 19th, 2022 for Chief Evans and Deputy Chief Hawley.
So moved. Second.
Do you
Motion by trustee Plock, second by trustee Malik.
repeat the dollar amount that was estimated for that?
I can.
622.08.
Is that per person? Or total?
That's for Chief Evans.
Total.
That's total, Chief?
Yep, that's total.
Yep.
Thank you.
Any further discussion?
I'd like to make a motion to send this to the board.
Nope, already have a motion on the second. We're good. So just we can call the roll.
Eddie.
Yes.
Dunn.
Yes.
Gustafson.
Yes.
King.
yes,
Block.
Yes.
Millicoat.
Yes.
Motion approved 6-0. Discussion, it's that time of year, discussion and recommendation to the board for approval of travel expenses for elected officials and staffs attendance at the 2022 IML, Illinois Municipal League Annual Conference, September 15th through 17th. These are estimated expenses of $1,400 per attendee. At this point, I'd also like to ask who is interested in attending.
As Carol always most elegantly says, I don't really feel like going to the prom this year.
I'd be interested in going, but I don't know if I'll be in a
Yeah.
situation to attend that.
I tell you what, I'm in the same boat. I love it. It's a valuable conference, but I might be in Door County.
Is it possible?
I need to confirm.
Is it, I know the main problem is the hotel reservation. Just to make the hotel reservation, they allow you to
Thank
cancel
you.
about 24 hours in advance.
Correct.
And so
I
just,
think it's 48.
I think I'll make 2 reservations and then that holds a couple spots open and we can cancel them.
Makes sense.
So by the next meeting, anyone that wants to go, please make it known. I'll know if I can go and I want to discuss it. And is on, I don't want to put you on the spot now, but I know we talked about it at budget time. Let's talk about it more.
we do have some single day.
Yep.
Whatever that might be appropriate.
There is also a clerk's track, so. Right now, I'm gonna leave that as, if someone make a motion to move it onto the board with the direction to currently make 2 hotel reservations. I just want to move it on.
So moved. Second.
Motion Plock, second Malicote. Clerk, if you call the roll.
Millicoat.
Yes.
King.
yes,
Yes.
Gustafson.
So the motion is just to make hotel reservations.
Yeah.
Yes.
Dunn.
Yes.
Block.
Yes.
Item 5.3, discussion and recommendation to the board for approval of an addendum to the IGA, the Intergovernmental Agreement governing the operation and funding of State Line Mass Transit District. There has been, this is long overdue, I think. Joe has helped me pour through a forensic walk down memory lane on the history of the adoption of State Line Mass Transit and all the various agreements we've had. There is an IGA that memorializes the participation of Roscoe, Rockton, South Beloit. It established our our two representatives at the time, which obviously have been since updated, it committed to our financial participation in it. It never cut it, never firmed up the dollar amount. Looking back historically from its inception in 2007, I was surprised initially, Joe, that the first number in 2007 was over $40,000 paying. For a couple of years, it was 35-ish. Since 2011 was the first year that it was 25,000 even. It remained 25,000 up through 2018. 2019 and 2020, we reduced it to 20,000 and back up to 25,000 in 2022. I think that is the guts of it. Joe, I'll let you speak to the
That
substance.
is, I mean, that's.
That is the
really what
guts
it
of
is.
this,
This is
all three municipalities.
staying in there, but setting an actual number every year. Because right now we get a request, I think in around this time actually, or at the beginning of in the spring, I think, is there on a fiscal year, it's different. We get a request from them saying, please send us $25,000. Every year they have to go through that. And we have to talk about it, we budget it. This would sort of set it, at least for a few years, at $25,000. So we would all agree going into it. But that's really all this agreement does to change.
I have some questions.
Yep.
How can, I'm looking at your addendum. How can we peg an amount for South Beloit and Rockton? I mean, that's for their decision. So
That-
why would our addendum include?
So right now, it's a three-way intergovernmental agreement between those three municipalities. So this is actually an addendum to the contract. So all three municipalities would enter into this contract saying each municipality is going to pay $25,000.
We assume they would agree to this.
Yes, they have.
Yes, if they don't, then the agreement's not changed, right? If it
So
isn't
we're,
changed.
we're assuming.
We're assuming, correct. We are
We're
assuming
assuming.
that
Okay.
all three municipalities are going to enter
Okay.
into this addendum.
We're
And,
more than assuming they have.
They are going to, yes.
okay, well, and then this addendum is a 2-year?
Correct.
And so it pegs our contribution at $25,000 each year for 2 years, regardless of what our budget situation is, our revenue situation.
Essentially, yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And it also gives them this without requiring something from them, such as their budget.
Currently, they are required to give us those documents. That is in their. That's actually in
Right,
the
but can
original
we
agreement.
work
Yes,
it
yes.
into this, that the payment is based upon receipt of their annual budget? I would like to propose language incorporated in this agreement that our contribution is based upon the receipt of their annual budget. There should be some accountability on their part here.
That'll be up to the board. That's the, Joe, is that,
Propose that.
is that
Somewhere, it's in,
it is somewhere, is it in the IGA or is it in one of our ordinances?
it's in the IGA.
So it would be a matter of, I guess, reiterating something that's already there, but just has perhaps not been
Oh, I
sufficiently
would
enforced.
propose that we add something to this addendum to clarify that the annual fee will be measured with their annual budget or contingent upon delivery of their annual budget, or however you wish to express it.
Well, now in that example, what if they brought their annual budget up to a dollar amount, and we would all have the 3 pony up more?
Quite possibly, but if we have it pegged here at 25.
I'm just saying,
right,
I'm
but-
just being honest.
Right, they may be able to justify it because they've expanded the service.
Well, let's hope that's true.
They may have expanded the service.
Because if I remember correctly, years that we did not pay 25, this is just me speaking out loud. I do believe Rockton ponied up more money to fill that void,
I don't
if
know.
I recall.
I don't know.
Pretty
And
sure.
I have a procedural question that perhaps someone can answer. This State Line Transit does 2 services because we don't have municipal buses So it would be used to get people to Schnucks because they don't have a car. And it's also used for those individuals with disabilities. Okay. Now, for those people with disabilities to get a reduced ride, does this organization require their registration? Rockford's paratransit system has a very elaborate registration system for people to be able to use it at the reduced fee. Does anyone know? I mean,
Great question to find that out.
because again, it just goes to some accountability, and it certainly would be great to know as a municipality here how many disabled individuals take advantage of this or know of this and the publicizing.
No, there is an overflow in the school buses as well, so I believe this service is providing transportation for students that cannot get it as well,
Maybe to their schools.
to school and home or daycare, wherever they're going.
Oh, Sue, did you see that That's Ride Free is on their website now prominently
Oh, is
Yeah,
it?
better, yeah.
with a big flag?
And I think all they have to do is show that driver's license.
Driver's license if they're better, absolutely. Or a lifetime member of the VFW, American Legion, sure.
So just back to the proposal that payment is with receipt of the annual budget. Is that an
So I will tell you,
the budget?
the website says trustee Gustafson is for the full fare is $3. Senior 65 and older is $1.50. Disabled, parentheses, with prior certification. So it sounds like they have to certify to be part of their program to get, again, the reduced to $1.50. Children under 16 are $1.50. Children under 7 are free. Personal care attendants traveling with an approved client, again, that goes to the prior certification, are free. And of course, now veterans are free.
And does their site have routes identified? Because Justin was mentioning rides to school, so.
Well, they have to call them, just like anybody else would have to call them and come pick them up from their house.
You could probably have a standing order.
Yeah, I would assume so.
I'm sure.
I would assume they pick up more than one kid
Yeah.
if they needed it to, so. I just know there's been public transportation picking up children.
Do we need to make this in the form of a motion?
Well, this is a draft, right?
This, I mean, this is essentially the,
It's only a draft because it's not approved yet.
we can certainly bring it up with them to add the annual, and I think they've never, once we've asked them for it, they've never had an issue with providing us with their budget and financials each year. So
Well,
we can make
Sharon
that
came,
part of it.
came to us once with a budget, and Gus, I believe, came to us once.
I'd rather have the email.
All right,
It's rather than the
that's
document.
it. And
So is it surely, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Did we talk the budget? Do we want ridership data? What are we specifically asking for?
there was a budget on like,
But it shows their operating costs.
yeah.
Their revenue and their operating costs.
And
The
it
amount of
was-
different grants.
Financials.
It was really only on one page, if I recall. And then Seifert and Company, I believe, is the firm that audits.
I think they have some in the past. I guess other recommendation, I guess, are meant for the board would be, I guess necessarily be in the agreement, but we do have a representative, about 2 representatives on the board.
Yeah.
Having them, maybe make that expectation
Sure.
to those, our Village of Roscoe representatives to say, come in once a year, twice a year.
Right.
Some of this maybe on us just to say, reappointed you, you need to be here, or we'll appoint somebody else on the board. We have a voice on that board, we have 2 votes, so.
Do we know if they're attending?
Jim Blevins is.
Okay.
So I've been to a couple meetings now, and he's been at them. Our other representative was not at the 2 that I went to. Jim seems to be actively. And,
Jim's good.
yeah, he seems to like the position.
Bringing this to closure, so weigh in on my proposal, one way or the other. Yes, no, so we can move this on.
Can we move it on to the board for paying what is necessary contingent on a receiving in advance their budget?
Yeah, so you can do
Well,
anything.
we make that motion. I think the purpose of this though is the 25,000, sort of set that number. As opposed to doing and there'd be a lot more discussion, I think, with S&D to figure out a needs or the percentages or all that amount.
Well, no, I think he's saying it'll be 25. You're saying that as this, we pay the 25. But we want that. I just want to work out the timing of when their budget's done, when we get their budget. Are they on the same fiscal year as
They're
us?
not, that's sort of the issue. So have them give us their approved appropriations.
I'll work it out with her. Add it, that's fine. I'll work it out with her. Yes.
And I'd like to make that motion.
Second.
Motion trustee Dunn, second trustee Plot. Any further discussion? Clerk, please call the roll.
Gustafson,
Yes.
Dunn,
Yes.
Petty,
Yes.
Malaco,
Yes.
Dean,
yes,
Block.
Yes.
6-0, well done. Old business?
Yes. As we go through and do our budget stuff, when can we expect the timeline as to when the budget elements will be started? So
I'll give you a
the flow chart for the budget.
I'll email the timeline later this week.
Okay, and while we're doing that, something I want to call your attention to. The chairs here, we inherited. Can we include the budget replacing some of
And a
the,
special one for G.
right? And also, I noticed the tile in front of the drivers.
That's a crack.
The whole
It's
thing
what-
seems wavy and messy and deteriorating or something.
As well as the bathroom. I've already
Oh,
talked to you.
So, putting aside some dollars for redoing repair work here or redoing it or something.
Bathroom and the hallway.
Sorry, what did you say, Stacey?
Wouldn't that be part of what the
put
secretary?
the electric in that wall when they do.
In that knee wall.
Yeah.
You all.
Tear out that floor, they can run the electric.
Yeah,
through
because
that
we can
wall.
only get to it by trenching, by jacking, hammering through the floor. So we could do that, if we're gonna replace tile, that's the time to do it.
Great time to do it.
I remember talking to you about it and you were showing me where the new Universe
Yeah.
the soap dispenser. And I said, well, they're cracked tiles.
Yep.
I think Janelle's done a great job with the soap sense. She does a nice job.
Absolutely.
Right, thank you.
Yes. They're here. And I couldn't agree more on the chairs. By the way, I don't know how to officially do this. I cannot sell your old Dias chairs. No one will give me anything for them. I've had trouble even giving them away. I've called.
Trash. Don't we just declare it surplus and?
All right.
Can't we do that?
I think we've already declared them surplus, so I guess I just hate them. If anyone has an idea, I'm gonna call, as part of Roscoe Rotary, we take,
Yeah.
we take stuff down to Carpenter's Place.
Oh, that's not
7th
bad,
Street.
yeah.
And they have a lot of, because of COVID, they have a lot of people eat their meals there and they spread them out at individual little tables. And I've noticed just a mismatch. I wouldn't mind calling them, seeing if maybe they take them. I don't know if they want chairs on.
Is that Restore is, I don't know, I
Well,
called
Carpenter's-
that place and they came and picked up a big
What
piece of
about
crap.
rescue mission?
I haven't called the rescue mission.
It's a great
The
idea.
the only problem with the restore places is that, those were ours. If we're giving them to someone, then they're gonna actually sell them for profit.
Okay.
Any type of donation. I say in favor.
I got two things. Steve's got.
Okay,
I have one.
yes.
But
I called Kenny Connect today and asked them, I was curious, hey, do you have a fund for back to school for needy students? Students in need. And I was told that they are in need of backpacks, wide ruled paper, not necessarily in a spiral.
Yep.
And folders. And they were gonna send out an SOS in a week. So,
why don't we get that information, get it, put it on our website, and they can drop it off here if they'd like.
it's a great idea. I was talking just as a personal donor.
Well, just sort it out there on the website for everyone to see. And let them know that they can come drop it off here at the village hall. From our open hours.
Are you gonna call, or do you want me to call tomorrow? Them.
If you started the dialogue, why don't you continue it and then share any pertinent information with me and we'll get it on all of our platforms.
Yeah, I just wanted to donate
Sure.
personally.
Cool.
So,
Well, there might be some other people wanting to say.
Trustee Platt, did you say you had a couple things?
Yeah, for, I guess Halloween, I'd like on our next committee to address parking. Possibly do one-sided street parking. I guess my idea behind it is whatever the last digit of the year is, that's what side of the street you park on. So this year is even, the even side of the street, and the next year's odd. So it's not always on the same. That needs to happen regardless of what happens in the future with the date.
Speaking of parking, where we have with our signs, one of the furniture. Okay,
Apologize.
cool, that's right. Next time, next week, just up to speed.
Speaking of signs, the parking for how, make sure there's money in there for signs. We should put some signs out,
At the entrances of the neighborhoods.
Oh,
like a week before.
And then heavily enforced.
so I can tell you that we're putting the one digital message board we have is a dinosaur that can only be put in the back of a truck, and the truck has to be left there and essentially running, I think. We don't have any towable leave behinds.
Just regular
Could
signs
be
going
just
on.
Oh,
Yeah, regular
Billboard
signs,
I got
Like
I
the
got
garage sale signs.
I have asked Troy to put in his budget.
you know, when an iron gate opens and sets just like a,
Yep,
One side that would say even side, one side says odd side, so that we have both covered. They could be at the entrances when they pull in.
gotcha.
Each subdivision entrance.
Yeah, at
It's like
least
a
for our
barricade.
big subdivisions.
And the other thing I'd like to see on our next meeting is the establishing some sort of fee for the garage sales. And special event permit.
Do you want to start that off with a recommendation?
$100 a day.
Perfect. We need a baseline to start with. Number. Thank you. I hope I can read all of that. Clerk, I'm gonna need your minutes.
And then we'll revisit the remote work policy at the next meeting.
Exactly right.
Be able to-
I got referred back. Again, I apologize for that. That's nobody's fault.
Watch your style.
Public comment?
because you almost died, though.
No need for executive session. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
I got trustee Petty, trustee Dunn. Clerk, please call the roll.
Gustafson,
Yes.
Dunn,
Yes.
Malaco,
Yes.
King,
Yes.
Petty,
Yes.
Flock.
Yes.
Thank you very much, everyone.